Karoline Leavitt's appearance on The View was supposed to be just another heated debate, predictable, polarizing, and quickly forgotten. But what happened that day was anything but ordinary. It was a media explosion, a moment so electrifying it left viewers stunned. The internet in chaos, and Whoopi Goldberg storming off the set in frustration. This wasn't just a TV segment, it was a cultural reckoning. Leavitt, a sharp conservative commentator, walked into the ABC studio knowing she was stepping into hostile territory. The View had a reputation for shutting down right-leaning voices, and the atmosphere backstage made it clear this wasn't going to be a fair fight. But Leavitt wasn't there to play by their rules. She was there to challenge the narrative. Backstage, Karoline adjusted her blazer and took a deep breath. She knew what she was walking into. The View had a reputation for being hostile to conservative voices, and the warning from one of the producers had made that clear. "Just don't expect a fair fight," the producer had murmured before walking away. Karoline smirked. Good. She hadn't come for a fair fight. She had come prepared. At the table, Whoopi Goldberg sipped her coffee, flipping through her notes with an air of quiet confidence. Melissa Grant and Jonathan Reed, her co-hosts, exchanged laughs, already convinced of their inevitable victory. The audience, primed to cheer on the hosts, hummed with anticipation. The moment Karoline sat down, Whoopi didn't waste time. "Why does conservative media keep pushing misinformation?" she asked, her tone dripping with skepticism. The audience erupted in applause. Karoline smiled. "Who gets to decide what's misinformation?" The question sliced through the applause like a knife. Whoopi blinked, clearly not expecting such a direct counter. The claps faltered, and an uneasy murmur rippled through the crowd. Whoopi regained her composure. "Well, we fact-check everything on this show." "Really?" Karoline tilted her head. "Because I can think of plenty of times that wasn't the case." She leaned forward and, with surgical precision, listed several instances. False narratives about political figures, misleading statistics, times when conservative guests had been ridiculed instead of debated. The audience, usually a force of validation for The View's hosts, sat in stunned silence. Even Melissa and Jonathan exchanged uncertain glances. Whoopi's smile tightened. "Oh, come on," she scoffed. "Conservatives love playing the victim. You're not being silenced." Karoline didn't flinch. "For someone who says conservatives aren't silenced, you sure seem upset that I'm speaking." Gasps rippled across the studio. The audience, torn between loyalty to Whoopi and the undeniable logic of Karoline's words, remained eerily quiet. Whoopi's jaw tightened. "You're engaging in paranoia and conspiracy theories." Karoline arched a brow. "Is it paranoia, or is it just inconvenient that someone is finally pushing back?" The tension thickened. Whoopi inhaled sharply, trying to compose herself, but Karoline wasn't done. When was the last time a conservative sat at this table and wasn't interrupted, mocked, or dismissed as a threat to democracy? Silence. A silence so profound it felt like the entire studio was holding its breath. Whoopi's expression shifted from frustration to disbelief. Her fingers tightened around her microphone. Then, in a single sharp motion, she removed it, stood up, and walked off the set. The audience gasped. The camera crew hesitated, unsure of what to do. Melissa and Jonathan sat frozen, eyes wide. Within minutes, clips of Whoopi's dramatic exit flooded the internet. Hashtags like Whoopi Storms Out and Karoline Unfiltered dominated social media. Memes of Whoopi's furious departure spread like wildfire. Even longtime fans of The View expressed disappointment. "If the show really welcomes all perspectives," one viewer tweeted, "why did the debate end the moment a conservative fought back?" Karoline added fuel to the fire with a simple, devastating tweet. "I thought this was a debate." ABC scrambled for damage control, but the cracks were too deep to patch. The network hastily issued a vague statement, calling the debate more heated than expected and urging civil discourse. But the spin wasn't working. The footage was raw, unedited, unscripted, and no carefully crafted corporate response could undo what millions had already seen. Behind closed doors, the fallout was immediate. Sponsors, wary of controversy, quietly began pulling their ads. The View's ratings, once a fortress of loyal daytime viewers, saw an unexpected dip. Executives were livid. What the hell happened out there? One producer reportedly fumed in a closed-door meeting. "We lost control of the show." Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg was nowhere to be found. She skipped the next few episodes, her absence only fueling speculation. Was she stepping back, reconsidering her role? Or had ABC forced her into temporary exile to let the storm blow over? Even her closest colleagues weren't sure. "Is she coming back?" Jonathan Reed asked Melissa Grant before one of the tapings. Melissa hesitated. "I don't know," she admitted, glancing toward Whoopi's empty chair. "But things feel different." While The View stumbled, Karoline Leavitt soared. Overnight, she became a conservative icon. Major networks lined up to book her. Headlines declared her the woman who had exposed the media. On primetime news, she didn't gloat. She doubled down. "This isn't about me," she told one interviewer. "This is about millions of Americans who are tired of one-sided conversations. It's time for real, honest debate." For The View, the incident was a reckoning. For Whoopi Goldberg, it was a humbling defeat. And for Karoline Leavitt, it was proof that even the most lopsided battlegrounds could be conquered, with the right voice, the right moment, and the courage to speak the truth. And if Karoline Leavitt's performance on The View proved anything, it's this: the old rules of media are changing, whether the establishment likes it or not. In the aftermath of Karoline Leavitt's explosive appearance on The View, the fallout was impossible to ignore. Whoopi Goldberg's dramatic exit wasn't just a moment of frustration. It was a symbol of the growing divide in media discourse. For years, mainstream platforms have positioned themselves as champions of free speech and diverse perspectives. Yet time and again, those who challenge the dominant narrative find themselves shut down, ridiculed, or outright dismissed. Leavitt's composure in the face of hostility wasn't just a personal victory. It was a stark reminder that audiences are hungry for real debate, not scripted confrontations designed to favor one side. As social media buzzed with reactions, it became clear that this moment resonated far beyond the confines of a daytime talk show. People weren't just watching a clash between a conservative commentator and a panel of liberal hosts. They were witnessing the exposure of a long-standing imbalance in how dissenting voices are treated. The question now is, what comes next? Will mainstream media learn from this moment and embrace honest, unfiltered discussions? Or will it double down on silencing those who refuse to fall in line? If one thing is certain, it's that the rules of the media landscape are shifting. Karoline Leavitt's fearless confrontation proved that those who are prepared, composed, and willing to push back can change the game, even in the most hostile of arenas. The old guard may try to maintain control, but the demand for real dialogue is louder than ever. So, what do we take away from this? Was this just another fiery TV debate, or did Karoline Leavitt expose something deeper, something the media elite would rather keep hidden? Her intelligence, her composure, and her razor-sharp arguments didn't just win her the debate, they shattered the illusion of fair discourse in mainstream media. She walked into hostile territory, faced a stacked deck, and still turned the tables with nothing but facts, confidence, and an unshakable belief in open debate. So the real question is, if one fearless voice like Karoline's can shake the foundations of an entire platform in a single conversation, what happens when more people start pushing back? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people and share more inspiring content. Your comments are incredibly valuable, and who knows, your words might just inspire someone else today. Let's keep spreading kindness together.